मैं कल चलने जाऊंगा.
Ne go chile gauna
जाऊंगा.
jauna chile jauna.
From a mathematical enthusiast to a wonderful and magnificent Spanish educator, rather being known by her name, she is known by her work of teaching a foreign language. So let's welcome Sarah Vigil, an upcoming YouTuber and a social media influencer.
Hi,
Hi Sarah, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm good as well. Thanks for asking. Sarah, I am really very much enthusiastic to have this collab with you, and I also wanted to know lots of questions from you for the viewers of this channel. So I am really glad, and thanks for coming to AbidTalks. Let's start with the first and most important question. That is, you're having a YouTube channel, a sort of upcoming YouTuber. You are doing lots of videos, so you basically did a transition from mathematical videos of domain and ranges and related to Cartesian planes, and right now you are into Spanish speaking and educating people over this language. So what made you to exactly have a transition from maths to Spanish?
Yeah, that's correct. So I started with my math videos because I currently teach high school math, and I've been doing that for the last couple of years. So I started with that, but I've also been studying Spanish for several years, for about 10 years. And so I have that background as well. And since I do math already every day, at least I have been for the last couple of years, and it's nice to be able to have my Spanish as well, so I can teach that online, and then I can teach math in school. So it's a way for me to practice all of my abilities and then also teach the language.
Right, and you've been into learning Spanish. I mean, into teaching Spanish since how long? It's been 10 years?
That's about when I started learning it. And I started learning as a teenager, so in my late teens, and then so I didn't learn as like a young child. I learned more of like how an adult learns the second language. And so I've been learning, and I'm still learning. I'm working on my second bachelor's degree in Spanish right now. So it goes with that, and
great.
So I choose topics sometimes related to that, sometimes just related to other things that I'd like to go deeper into. And
great. Amazing. That's really awesome. You are having both of the things, like maths thing as well as this another foreign language teaching skills. Amazing. That's awesome. So right now you are in California, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and what you exactly do? Are you a graduate? I mean, you're learning something, or you're working, or what exactly you do?
So I've been a public school teacher for the last 4 years. And so I finished college, and then I started teaching, and I've taught high school English. I've taught adults in county jail I taught there for a while. I taught all subjects. So a little bit of math, a little bit of English, a little bit of other things.
Combination of everything.
Yeah, and I have a liberal studies degree, so I have a little bit of everything. And
awesome.
And then I started teaching math, and so I've been in pretty much everywhere.
Right, it's ranging from maths to teaching languages and everything you've been covering. That's great. Actually, I've been also I'm working as an HR since last 3 years. So I'm also working for the US client, so I'm pretty much familiar with San Jose, Santa Clara, Merced, Modesto in California, because I recruit people for the companies present there.
Okay, so up in Central and Northern California.
Right.
Yeah, I'm down in Southern California, so it's a little ways away from that.
Okay.
All of California still, and we have a lot of Spanish speakers here as well, so it's very easy to practice my Spanish and to speak. I use it all the time as well.
Awesome. That's really cool. And now you have told us that how you had a transition from maths towards this learning part. So are you still into teaching maths to people or kids right now, or you have just?
So I still teach math, and the semester just ended over here. So right
Okay.
now we're on summer vacation. And yeah, the last couple of years I've taught high school math. And I teach math and I teach Spanish and English, but really what I teach my students is the strategies for how to learn. So I teach them because it's the same process really for any of the
Right.
subjects.
Right.
And math and languages are actually pretty similar if you get down into the
Exactly.
structure of them. Like linguistics is very structural, like math.
Right.
So
Exactly.
the process is all very similar. And so I try to teach my students how to learn, and then they can apply the skills to anything.
Yeah, awesome. When I was a kid, I'm not exactly a kid, but I'm into adults in level. I was pretty much interested with the calculus portion of maths, like integration and differentiations and all
Mm-hmm.
those things. So I really had a very little interest towards the Cartesian planes or coordinate geometry. But after watching your video, I'd really love to have more videos like that as well, wherein
Oh,
you
yeah.
just talked about the piecewise functions and domains and range and all those things that were pretty amazing. Trust me.
I'm glad that you liked them. I haven't been sure if I wanted to do more of math on my channel or not because my
Yeah, Spanish is
focus
getting more
people
traction.
seem to be interested in language. But if there's an interest for math, I would consider doing some other videos related to that as well.
Sure, if you get lots of traction, I mean, viewers
Mhm.
or this math thing, you can definitely think of doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And Sarah, I have one more question I really had on the hit list for you. That as you told that you are helping people out of how to learn things, right?
Mhm.
So, what do you think can be the best way to learn anything? Either it's
Anything.
language, either it's maths, either it's an activity which someone wants to learn. So what exactly could be the common and the basic things about learning anything you
So
want?
it's essentially the strategies and techniques that each person uses are going to be a little bit different. But really,
Right.
what it comes down to is determining what your goal is within that subject and a plan for it, and then assessing yourself as far as like how you understand what you're learning and how you take notes best and
Right.
how you learn best, and then organizing your system from there. And really, organization is key with it, being consistent and having an organized schedule and plan, and then being flexible to adjust that plan as you're going, because it's going to change
Definitely.
constantly as you're going through.
Circumstances are
Yeah.
always, changing. And I really admire one thing about you is that you teach people Spanish from the basic level. So that's really very great. And I also saw that you are telling people how a single word could be said in two different ways. And that's pretty much, clearing it gives a clear image of what you were doing. So that's awesome. Right, you told about that if you're learning new thing, how you can bring into different ways and processes into account
Mhm.
to learn it. But now if I just narrow down the thing towards a particular language in which you are specializing right at the moment, either
Mhm.
someone is learning English or Spanish, so what is the basic thing which you would suggest people to do so that they can have a great good grasp of
Learning
doing?
the language.
Yes, either it's
So
in
for
English or it's Spanish, any language. So how to do the first step?
Well, if they're a complete beginner, they haven't studied any of the language, and it also depends on if they speak any other languages. So let's say that you only speak one language and you're learning a second language, the process is going to be different than if you
Right,
already speak a couple languages and you're learning a third one or a fourth one.
right,
So that's really going to depend. But let's say that you don't speak any other language and you just have one and you're learning another one. I would recommend getting some kind of course, whether it's through college or if you don't have access to a course, getting a textbook with a solid curriculum that you can
right,
work through, but something that has that structure to begin with. Or even some of the online programs are pretty good,
right.
and the apps and things like that. But I would recommend finding one curriculum to use as the basis for learning, and then adjusting and adding on to that, because you can't just rely on one. You have to use multiple sources and you have to be able to assess what you're understanding and what you're not, and do your own research to
Right.
improve in wherever it is that you need it.
Right, and that's kind of cool plan. I mean, anyone can start with this basic thing of taking a
Mhm.
textbook or taking help of the teachers or their online teachers, taking help of you for learning anything. So that is definitely a great option. Now, I was pretty much excited about Spanish. To be frank, I am good with some of the languages. That is English, as you can see, and Hindi, the official language of India,
Mhm.
Hindi. Yeah, and Urdu and French as well on a beginner note. So I am not very good, but I still am going to college after my job is over. So to have
Mhm.
a great conversation with people who are knowing French and also learning about it. So as I told, I'm excited about Spanish. So I wanted to know from you that you just tell me a single sentence, any sentence you want. Tell me that in Spanish, and I'll just repeat it. Let's see that I can do it or not. Okay, let's the sentence is, I'm going for a walk tomorrow.
Okay. Voy a caminar mañana. Voy a
That's
caminar
that,
mañana.
that's really difficult. We're coming not Mariana.
Let me say it more slowly.
Yeah.
Voy a caminar mañana.
Vena caminar
Voy,
Mariana. Voy
voy a
a
caminar
voy a caminar
mañana.
mañana.
Close.
Oh, oh, that's really hard. That's really hard, to be frank with you.
How long
Uh,
have you been studying Spanish?
no, I never had a chance
Oh, you're not
to.
studying at all. Okay, well then that's pretty good if you haven't studied Spanish at all. Yeah.
Right. I
I
just
thought you had
know.
a little bit of a Spanish background.
No, no, no.
Okay.
I just have a little. That is that song you heard about, Despacito.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is something I have learned a little, and one word, that is hola.
Okay. Yeah, so it's pretty good then, considering you haven't
Now,
studied it.
considering you as you being a foreign native for our language, Hindi,
Mm-hmm.
can you start doing the same thing with our language? I mean, the thing which is the sentence that is, I want to go to a walk tomorrow. We'll see it, say in Hindi, and you just have to repeat it if you can.
I can try. I don't think it'll be very good, but I
The,
can try.
okay. मैं कल चलने जाऊंगा.
Ne go chile kauna
जाऊंगा.
jauna. Ne go chile jauna.
Awesome, awesome. That's pretty much exciting. I think if you have to learn Hindi, very much, I mean, simple for you to learn. You have no problems while speaking it. You said it absolutely correct. Very close.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
I'm surprised.
Yeah,
I've never spoken anything in the language before.
right. And I am also very surprised that you have never heard about Hindi and you're speaking very closely to what I said. So this is Hindi, and it is really very great because people here at India are really very respectful for others as well, for other cultures, for their languages, for whatever they are bringing to here. They are,
Mm-hmm.
to be frank with you, in India they are living more than Americans, because they are not getting what they have to get in United States of America. I mean, they prefer going to Vietnam, and India is the second country. So they are here, and they are just living, relying on the expenses, because they say that they are getting the wages for a state or a country in the United States, for a state like California, just $5
Mm-hmm.
a day, and that is really very low. So
Yeah.
they switch to India, wherein they are at least getting $10 to $20 an hour, and that is pretty well for relying on to the living. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
they're coming. So I am having friends. So I'm around globe, from United Kingdom, from Australia, and America as well. So because I've been doing it since a long period of time. So yeah,
Oh, yeah. So
yeah.
you've gotten to know some people from all over.
Yes, Cambly was one of the options. I did Cambly for a very short period of time, but I really then started to connect with people through LinkedIn, the professional social platform,
Uh,
and others website as well, so that I am in touch with them, and I'm just like you here, I can have a collab with them for
mhm.
people to learn from you guys, and that's great.
Yeah.
So the next question coming is, what do you like to do when you're not doing anything?
So I'm not really ever not doing anything. I am a very, I like to be very busy. So I
Oh.
have my job when I'm teaching, and then when I'm doing my working on my business on YouTube, on my website. And when I do have some time, though, I mean, I do try to relax, but it's I do karate in my time. It's
Oh.
like my exercise, my me time is going to
Oh.
do that. So I've been doing that for a few years,
Oh, great.
and that would be my hobby if you want to name one.
Oh, great, great, great. And you also love to do anything else like cooking, singing, or dancing or anything?
Um, I actually really do not like to cook. It's
Oh,
at all, and
and why so?
I just don't enjoy it. I like to
Oh,
eat, but I don't enjoy cooking.
you like to eat some which is made by someone else, where you do not like
Yeah,
to cook yourself, right?
yeah.
Great. That's quite good. Good. And about singing and dancing, ever?
Um, Not so much. I mean, I like singing once in a while, but and I actually have an associate's degree in theater arts that I did a while
Oh
ago when
my
I started
God.
school. So
Once.
I did do a little bit of that, but it wasn't where I ended up. So I did some of that. But really, I just like what I'm doing, going to school and learning. Like, I enjoy doing it. So
Yeah.
it's my job, but it's also kind of my hobby because I enjoy studying and learning
Yeah,
languages.
and that's what I say to people here. You should be master of your own destiny rather becoming a
Hmm.
victim of the circumstances. And you are
Right.
one of the great examples for it, because you are just doing what your passion is all about, and that's really cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. And now the last question coming to is, I mean, not last but second last, that how soon you're thinking about doing another collab when you have something good or stabilized. How soon will you be looking forward to do another collab? I mean, you are looking for a 1,500 subscribers over your channel, or you have
Mhm.
anything aimed, then we can do a collab so that we can get more things. So how soon will you be thinking of?
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess we can just kind of play it by ear and see
Yeah.
after this is over and
Right.
how things are going.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Great. Okay. And now this is the last question, but it is really very intellectual as well as related to the people outside.
Okay.
So, on a serious note, this question starts with, things are not going good because of lots of reasons, either political or biological or related to the pandemic going on. So, what will you suggest or advise to the people out there?
So it's really different for each person. So I can't suggest like do this specific thing because you have to decide what's right for you. For me, I just focus on myself and improving on the areas that I can. Like right now, I can't really leave the house and go. There's some things opening up again, but I really can't go out and do much. So I spend a lot of time at home, but I don't just sit around. I'm
Yeah,
spending
you're
my
busy
time
with lots
to
of things.
study, to work, to do things. So I try to take advantage of that time and use it productively. And it's not necessarily true that everyone will do that or that will be the use of everyone's time. It might be more family time. It might be more of whatever it is that they need to do.
Right,
But I would just recommend trying to find some way to make it productive in that
right,
time rather than just dwelling on it.
right. I mean, wasting of time is really not a good option, and these days are
Mhm.
really very crucial for people to learn anything. It is really an easy way. You are having YouTube, you are having lots of access to lots of platforms. You can learn something from. So yeah, that's really awesome, Sarah. and I know you would be tired because it's evening time of state. So thank you so much for being at this show. And I'll just let people know that Sarah is having a YouTube channel as Sarah Vigil, and she is teaching a lot of things related to language as well as the mathematical aspects. So I am just leaving down the description of Sarah's channel in the description box. Have a look over it, guys, and do subscribe to it. And Sarah, one more thing, how many subscribers you are right now having? Close to 900, I guess?
Um, yeah, about 800 and I think 820 or so.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
So this is
somewhere around
like
there.
this is like 10, 12 times higher than mine, but still I'll suggest you guys who are watching the channel, the videos, I'm having 1,000 views. So do check out this video, the description box, have a look over the channel and subscribe to it because that's really gonna help you in your future as well. So Sarah, thank you very much, and I hope to do a collab with you soon once you are touching a colorful amount of subscribers real soon in future. And thanks once again a lot for coming here at AbidTalks.
Thank you for having me on your channel and for the great questions that you asked.
Yeah, bye and have a blessed day.
Bye.